our public interest, our right to know about this unprecedented, infamous, really dangerous raid, your right to know outweighs any alleged interest that corrupt Justice Department and FBI have in keeping it secret so they can do their fraud criminal investigation. So what's behind all of this? It's about getting Trump, of course. Kash Patel has offered the analysis. Kash Patel, former senior official under President Trump, senior guy under Devin Nunes. He's had security clearances. And he's been in the forefront, along with Judicial Watch, in trying to get access to records that Trump had declassified at the end of his administration. I talked about this last time I was with you. And his thinking is this is about making sure that records that Trump might have or might otherwise be somewhere else in the agencies, like Judicial Watch just sued a few weeks for these records about that should have been that are declassified but haven't yet been released per the presidential directive. These records concern the illicit spying on him by the FBI, Justice Department, etc. Were they going in there to find out what Trump had on them? Why should we give them the benefit of the doubt? Judicial Watch has uncovered, Inspector Generals have uncovered, Congress has uncovered repeated efforts to undermine the rule of law by the Justice Department and the FBI in targeting Trump. Remember the FISA warrants. Judicial Watch uncovered the FISA warrants. There were never any FISA warrants that had been publicized or released to the public until Judicial Watch sued and got them. And there were 17, I think the number is 17 material omissions and or lies in those FISA warrants. And nothing's been done about it. One FBI lawyer got a slap on the wrist for a lie related to the FISA warrant process. Nothing else has been done. So there's already a record of them subverting the legal process to target Trump and people around him. And we're seeing it again. They had no basis to spy on him, and they had no basis to raid his home. That's for darn sure. And as soon as this raid happened, Judicial Watch leapt into action. We went to the court and we filed a brief asking that the search warrant be released and other underlying materials be released. And this is what we said. We immediately highlighted the issues at stake to the court. It was Judge Reinhardt. Judicial Watch is investigating the potential politicization of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the U.S. Department of Justice, and whether the FBI and the Justice Department are abusing their law enforcement powers to harass a likely future political opponent of President Biden. The public has an urgent and substantial interest in understanding the predicate for the execution of the unprecedented search warrant of the private residence of a former president and likely future political opponent. No official explanation or information has been released about the search. As the filing of this motion, the public record consists solely of speculation and innuendo. In short, the historical presumption of access to warrant materials vastly outweighs any interest the government may have in keeping the materials under seal. That's the key phrase. Our public interest, our right to know about this unprecedented, infamous, really dangerous raid, your right to know outweighs any alleged interest that corrupt Justice Department and FBI have in keeping it secret so they can do their fraud criminal investigation. Now, of course, our lawyers didn't say it like that, but that's the way I think about it. Given the political context and the highly unusual action of executing a search warrant at the residence of a former president and likely future political opponent, it is essential that the public understands as soon as possible the basis for the government's action. Any government interest in securing the identities of witnesses and confidential sources, if any, may be addressed by appropriate redactions from the search warrant affidavit. So there you are. We're being nice. Maybe there's a name or two that needs to be redacted. I don't buy it. I think they should release everything. But we understand there's give and take here. We want something. And right after that, within a day or two, because Garland was silent despite the crisis that was caused by his Justice Department's attack on President Trump. He came out publicly, defended the FBI. How dare anyone say anything about what the FBI did or what the Justice Department did? But he acknowledged two things that I think are important. And I'm not quoting him directly, but I think I'm quoting him substantially here. He said that, wherever possible, the standard procedure is to solve these issues or address these issues something in a way short of a raid. So he did something extraordinary. It wasn't the standard operating procedure. And he said something else that was important. He said also, whenever possible, the standard procedure is to have a limited scope in a search. So that means, in this case, the mirror of that obviously is this was an expansive scope. Of course they took his passports. The way that warrant was written, and it was disturbing that the court approved it as written, they could have taken anything, practically speaking. And sure enough, they've got some of the warrant when it was released, thanks to Judicial Watch's pressure, because that was what Garland announced. He said he was going to release the warrant. We got it out. The receipt of the documents the FBI reportedly took was, it included, not reportedly, it's the receipt. You could see it on our website, the potential presidential records. What does that mean? It means anything, right? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.